recording tomorrow. But we're really, really excited to have you here. We looked through your applications. We felt like your questions were really good. We really wanted to talk to you what it really truly means to be a lifestyle influencer and what that would look like for you. And then really how our internship works. And then we thought we would open it up to your questions. We can look back at your application, answer those, and then we can answer your questions if you have any additional towards the end of the call. Does that sound cool?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So this is Dean.
Hi, how are you?
I'm sure you probably kind of know him from Instagram, but we all kind of know each other, right?
I'm going to have to start filtering what you put on there of me.
Yeah. So, I have been doing this for 5 years and I absolutely love what I do. I just think that we have it's in our world today, being on social media, it's such a powerful thing that we can give people hope. We can inspire people. We can impact others' lives, not because we're perfect by any means, but because we're striving to be better. And we come up with solutions to things and we share that with people. And I think a lot of it is just relating with other people and thinking, oh my gosh, like I was thinking that too, or I've been needing that because that was so helpful. And a lot of what an influencer is what we're going to dive into really is just influencing people to make better decisions, influencing people to think that it's possible for them too, because it is. And so what we'll teach you is that, and what we'll really dive into is that there's different things in all of our lives that we find very valuable and important to us. And it's maybe going to look a little bit different for all of us, but that's what we'll help you do, is identify those things and talk about those things, research those things, study those things. We call it personal development. And then share with your social media following what you're learning. And that is how you influence other people. So it really just starts with yourself. And through that process, it inspires others to want to make a change in their life. So because we are Beachbody coaches and we really feel like a slice of that pie in working on being better, a better version of yourself is health and fitness, is eating clean, is doing those things, because when you do those things, it naturally makes you want to be better in other areas of your life. I didn't even realize that, because before I started, the reason I started was for my own accountability for health and fitness. I didn't even necessarily want to grow a business in the beginning. I literally was a yo-yo exerciser. I would start working out and then I would stop and then I would get mad at myself. And it was just like this vicious cycle for me. And so I knew that if I was going to become an influencer, that it was going to hold me accountable to sticking to with what I said I was going to do with my own health and fitness and making it a lifestyle. And so when I said yes to that, and I stayed committed to that, it was crazy how I was noticing it affecting other areas of my life. I was more productive. I had more energy. I was nicer. And all these other things that I was like, oh my gosh, like this really can change a person's life when they put themselves first in that aspect. So that is a slice of the pie. And then I was telling you that there's like usually 3 or 4 other things that you focus on in wanting to better in your own life, whether that's relationships, whether that's getting out of debt, helping people do that. I mean, it's a little bit different for all of us. So if you look back at my social media and specifically my Instagram stories, I have become like this system crazy Nazi lady. Not really that bad, but it has helped me in my life, especially going from 1 to 3 kids, having a system for my dishwasher, my laundry. So I'm teaching people how to do that and influencing people that feel like their household is chaotic. And so that's one area that I influence people, along with the health and fitness side. There are some people that would love to go on date nights, but they don't know how to carve that in. And so I love to show people how we do that even from home. So it's influencing people to make a better, not necessarily better decisions, but to make their marriage a priority. Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on systems, and it's not like you turned anal about it. It's because literally you would having twins and 3 kids altogether, you would have lost your ish along the way if you didn't get a system in place to help. And that's all that we do, is just share that along the way. And people are like, hey, you've been so helpful to me. I want to get on your bus, and I want to figure out how to become a better person with you and get systems in my life and help me along the way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be systems. It can be whatever you're good at or what you're fluid at in your life. That if you think back and you reach in your file folder of all the things that you've accomplished, it's because you've gotten better personally with yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what we teach you how to do, so that you can impact and be an influence on other people and for them to want to follow your lead.
Yeah. So I'll give you some other examples of people that are on our team that use their slice of things that they do. And we actually have a coach that's a PA, and she does Botox on the side. So she's always sharing in her Instagram Botox and how, like, why she does it. And she gives examples. She'll show you when she's doing it, things like that. That's helpful for people considering it, but it has nothing to do with health and fitness. It's just adding value in an area that really interests her. Another one of our coaches is really, really faith driven. And so she talks a lot about reading the Bible and putting the word before getting into the world. And so she's really into that. That's really, really a key value for her and her family. And so it's just finding what is you one are passionate about, or what you want to put it first, and then sharing that.
And that kind of dumps into, if you've ever heard, like, on Instagram or Facebook, your brand on Instagram. Like, what's your brand? Think of, like, huge accounts you follow. They all have huge brands because they all have certain things that they're good at that they, I'm sure you've seen Rachel Hollis, the author of Girl Wash Your Face. Like, she's very branded, but she's helping other women overcome obstacles along with their life. And that's her brand. So we help you find out what your brand is. Now, I'm not saying you're going to come and be the next Rachel Hollis, but everybody has a brand because of the story that they've had in their life.
Yeah. So that's basically what we help you do. And so I guess how our internship really will work is you kind of decide, okay, how you want to get started. How do you want to start with your health and fitness? Where, what kind of supplements do you need to better your results is really where we start. And then it's after that, we'll send you a welcome email. There's a video of 5 things that you should focus on. And then we have a website where you'll go at self-paced. It usually takes about 2 weeks for you to go through. But the reason that we have developed it self-paced is because I started when I was working full-time, and there were days that I was like, I can knock out a bunch of stuff, and then there was days that I couldn't. And now there's many of you that are moms and you work full-time. You have all these other things that you're juggling in life, that I understand that. So that's why we've made it self-paced. But then we also have what we call our intern success pod. And it's a group message thread on Facebook, but you'll be in that together. And the reason we did that is because Kimberly might have a really great question that everyone else is like, I didn't even think of that. And that's brilliant. Like, I'm so glad she asked it because it's been answered for everybody. That's also where Dean and I will mentor you. So as you work through things and you have questions about your brand that Dean was talking about, or you don't know how to display something, you want to make sure it's said right, or the picture looks good or whatever, that's where you'll post that. And we'll jump in there and we'll go, we'll give you some feedback. We just did actually today an Instagram audit of our coaches. We went to their feed and we were looking through it. We were like, we think you should share a little bit more value on this in your stories. And we think that you should post a little bit more about this based off what you said you wanted to do and things like that, so that you're constantly adding value and inspiring others in those other areas. So that's what we'll do. And your internship truly never ends. It's one of those things that as you work your way up, we move you into those pods. So like I told you, we'd start you in one pod. As you move up, you'll just move pods. So that way you're surrounding yourself with people who have very similar goals, who are in a very similar spot. And then that way you can really even work together a little bit more closely too. So anything else that I'm missing there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. And we highly we highly encourage and we touch on very heavily about this being a slice of your life, because your life is more important than, being a coach or being an influencer. And you can go to either of our Instagrams or Facebook. And I mean, some of you probably didn't even know that Kelsey was a Beachbody coach, because I don't know who like trains like all the other Beachbody coaches, but it's like, I don't know who's training you, but my gosh, why are you blasting that stuff? Like, talk about your life and be you on social media, not turning into this robot of product vomiting and sales.
Well, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I was a person that just said, never will I do that. I don't want to be a salesperson. I'm not into sales. Like, honestly, I never feel like I'm selling.
You got kicked out of Buckle.
I did. I got kicked out of my job because I sucked at sales. But I truly, the way we train you, and the way I was trained is to not be that way, is really just to lead with value and using, like you were saying, as a slice of the pie, sharing with people why, like today, for example, I get asked a lot, what do you eat? So I shared with people what I eat, but I didn't talk at all about like, oh, here's my link to like buy. Like, I don't do that and will not tell you to do that. So, you just lead with that, and then people naturally want to, ask you questions about health and fitness, and so then that's when that opens that door. But
so with this kind of a two-part role here, like we both do this full time now. Since April, I've joined on, and you get training from both of us. You get access to both of us, and we kind of do this as a tandem style deal where, I teach you a lot about Instagram and Facebook and what to post. Kelsey does the same. And we kind of guide and lead the team together with that. And, we set up calls similar to this after your training. And I think Kelsey here is going to pull up your list of questions that you had. And then if you guys have any along the way that you think of, just feel free to unmute yourself and ask them. There's nothing we can't answer or can't find the answer to, or, we're not hiding anything behind the curtain. So.
Okay. I'm trying to I want to still see everyone's faces without.
Bear with us. We are not the best on the computer. We'll say that. We will not admit that.
Okay.
You got it figured out yet?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. I work full time and teach spin classes for fun. That's cool. Dream job is to be a spin studio. Oh, do I miss something? Let me pull this down.
Spin studio the next few years in Arizona with my soon-to-be hubby. We have a fur baby named Bailey and love her. Is that Bailey?
Yes, this is Bailey. She's
oh man.
Oh my gosh, so
look at
cute.
Her. Where did it go?
I'm sorry, honey.
How much time do you put into being a coach? What all does a coach do? Okay, so in the beginning, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when it was just her starting out and doing this as on the side, basically, and building this, it was 1 to 2 hours a day, sometimes 3, doing this on the side.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, with both of us here now, that's extended, considering that both of us are doing this full time. Obviously, we're not working 1 hour a day.
Yeah, and just to give you that vision, that's why I call it an internship, because truly that's what it is. Like, you're going to start off and you're going to make some money, but over time, it's one of those things that's like, when you really believe in what you're doing, that's why we help you come up with those other 5 things, because you're going to believe in those things. And as you're doing those things and helping other people and you're staying consistent with that, it has the potential to be a full-time 6-figure business for you. So.
And, being that you want to own a spin cycle class one day, this is a true gateway to help you do that, because, this can be that source of income to help you raise the money for that. So my dream one day is to be a stage speaker, basically a bigger influencer, to help other coaches like myself today get away from being this product vomiter and teaching people to be a product vomiter and how to do it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal to get there is got to start with this first. I've got to be in the trenches first, and I got to do that. But it's definitely a gateway to that.
For sure.
So all I am is a teacher. I'm just a teacher on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't have a teaching degree. But I can reach a lot more people on social media because of that. I'm not just talking to 20 people in a classroom.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys knew what we did before this. I was a registered nurse. I worked in pediatrics, and I worked in the ER for like 8 years. And then
I was a construction project manager.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just in case. I don't know if you knew.
What is it that you guys do?
Okay, I'll go first. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually just started a new job at the beginning of the month. I work for a company called Carvana. It's an all-online car sales company. So you order a car online and we deliver it to your doorstep.
I just seen an ad on TV for that, I think.
Was it during the Browns game last week?
No, I think it was during the Chiefs game.
Okay. Yeah, so it's really big back east, but our headquarter office is based out of Tempe, Arizona.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I even pulled Kelly. You remember me saying that?
Yeah.
To you? I was like, look at that. You can get a car delivered to your house now. Like, you don't even have to like, but that's what I was saying to her was that's where our society has gone.
Mm-hmm.
That like, look at Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world now. I mean, they've ruined us as a society. I mean, we want stuff and we get it now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, but that's kind of like our business too. It's like working out from home.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's streamed online.
Yeah.
It's all about convenience.
It's all about convenience. Especially like, I mean, who isn't busy these days, right? Like that's the number one thing people say is like, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to eat right. I don't have time. And it's like, yeah, this brilliant. I just bought a car today. I wish I would have looked at Carvana. Is it new or used cars or both?
It's used.
Used. Okay.
But they've all go through a 150-point inspection. They've never been in an accident. They're 2008 or newer.
It's like CarMax their biggest competitor?
I don't know if it's CarMax or Drive Time.
Okay. I've never heard of Drive Time. Is it Drive Time something similar to Carvana then? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a sister company.
Okay. How cool. That's awesome. I love seeing the innovation. Like, you know, the days of going to a car dealership and putting up with the slick back hair dude is done. I love
terrible.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I do that full time, and then I teach. Right now I'm at 5 spin classes a week.
Okay.
By our house.
Okay. Cool.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anybody else?
I run a fitness and health boot camp.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. So that's what, and I'm a cosmetologist also. So
Okay.
on the side.
I'm gonna reach out to you on the side. I need to get something to fix his face. I'm not as good on stories as Kelsey.
Oh, gosh. You guys always look so great.
Thanks. Must be the filter.
Dean. Oh boy.
We were just asking what you guys do for a living. I know you got a little one sleeping there.
Yeah.
If you can't talk, that's cool.
Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom right now. My question, I don't know if this is veering left, but I know that you said you get a welcome packet. And so you're wanting, obviously, whoever you guys pick or who gets involved in this to do pushing the Beachbody product, right? Is that what's happening?
I wouldn't call it pushing Beachbody products. Yeah, we are Beachbody coaches. Yes.
And how much what do you want us, I guess, to purchase, or like how much, or like what are we buying? And then, so are we sampling it and then you're having people see us do it through our lifestyle, and you're kind of indirectly selling that way, right? Like that's the whole goal.
Yes, because you're sharing your life and then people see what it's doing for you and how convenient it is for you. Others will be inspired by that and want to start.
Okay.
So I think one of your questions was what the cost was.
Yeah.
There's different packages really based off your goals.
Okay.
They come with Beachbody On Demand, which is the online streaming that you can stream all the workout programs Beachbody's ever launched. So like the new program Live 4 that I was in that test group for will be on there in October. And I mean, 21 Day Fix, 80 Day Obsession, like all of those programs, Shaun T, Take Back the Kitchen, which we'll talk about, will be on Beachbody On Demand. So that's just, we call it our Wi-Fi workouts. So that will be on there. And then it's whatever supplement that you need to help you reach your goals, whether it's our superfood shake, which is Shakeology, which is just supplementing, what we're not getting in our nutrition from the clean food that we're eating. And then we also have a pre-workout and then a post-workout. And the post-workout is the BCAAs and the protein. It's basically a protein shake. That's a clean source. So you can get all three, or you can pick like what they call the performance pack, which is the pre and post workout, or the Shakeology, which is the superfood.
Okay.
And just so everybody knows, there's like, I don't think there's many like this, but there's no, like, you don't have to fill your basement full of stuff. Like They take care of that for you. So if say you get a customer that wants to do it for you, like they take care of the shipment, they take care of any returns, they take care of the warehousing. So I think one of my biggest fears when she joined, and actually I told her no about 2,300 times before I finally gave in, that was my biggest fear, is I don't want to have a basement or garage full of crap that I'm never going to use, or that, gets piled up and hopefully we got to sell it all.
Yeah. There's no like stocking of product. There's no house parties or anything like that.
Yeah. You don't have to have a bunch of weird people over at your house every Friday night in your living room drinking shakes. And then
that's hilarious.
and there's no, what I love about this, and what I love, I think it goes really well hand in hand with what we do, is there's no like minimum you have to sell. There's like, you're not going to like get kicked out of the club because you didn't sell 20 units in a month, or, whatever like that. So it really allows us to help you guys focus on what you want to do, what your goals are, and not feeling that pressure of, I got to get this crap out of my basement or my husband's going to kill me every month, so I better blast it on social media. And I think that works really good with our system and how we run things. I don't know another team that does it this way. I've actually had a lot of people come to us and go, "Oh man, I wish I could come on your team," but I think it's really important to make sure that we don't ever get that way either, because I think we've got a unique thing going. And I always just think about like what I would want, and I wouldn't want to like pardon the language, but I just call them like, they're stupid on social media. Like anybody can blast that stuff. So whenever I see someone's link, I'm like, oh, they're only talking to me because they got one thing in mind, the end sell, and I'm gone. I'm the other way. In fact, I'll probably block them. But we always remember that when we're teaching people, because we wouldn't want that done to us. So we're not going to teach anybody to do that.
Right. So I think I told you the different the different packages. They range, I would say 160, 170 is like the normal cost.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. And literally for 160, 170, you get all what she talked about. Plus you get Take Back the Kitchen. And Take Back the Kitchen, we hired a registered dietitian because we felt that like, okay, Beachbody has the workout programs taken care of and they're really good, but we felt like there was still a lack for families, because we seen a lot of our customers coming to us and being like, yeah, I'm making like broccoli and chicken to eat, but I got kids to feed too, and they're not going to eat broccoli and chicken. So we hired Monica Haas, who's a registered dietitian, to come up with these family-friendly meal plans. And then as part of a coach on our team, you get that every Friday to your email delivered to you with a grocery list and recipes in the meal plan all tied together, and they're coordinated to where it makes it easier for you to shop. You can bet that they're good for you and healthy for your family because you're not just scrapping whatever is on Pinterest that you're trying to find.
And it's a variety. And the thing I do like what Monica does, let's say she's going to use like a Greek yogurt as sour cream in one of the recipes. She'll use it again later that week. So you're not buying it and then going, okay, now what am I going to do the rest of this? Like, you're using it again. So she does that. And they're meal plans for a family of 4. So when we first started doing this, the twins were little and weren't eating food. And Ruby she eats like a little rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would always eat the meals, and then the leftovers we always had for lunch the next day. So
yeah,
I made it simple for us, for sure. Yeah. So that's what we did. And then Man Cave.
Oh, so, the name of our group and our team, we call ourselves, well, I guess I do, but we call ourselves Real Women Conquer. But I felt that there was a real disconnect with the fellas. And so I created what was called the Man Cave. And it's just an ongoing boot camp for guys. So if you have a husband or boyfriend or brother that wants to be involved in the Man Cave, they're more than welcome as part of being on our team. So Real Women Conquer is great. Nothing against it. I just felt like it didn't really bring out the best in us men. So I created the Man Cave.
Looking through here to see what other questions we have. Oops. Oh, is it primarily all online? Yeah. I mean, there's a couple live events throughout the year, but I would say like 99.9% of things are all done online. We have calls. We call them a weekly game plan call. So I kind of give you like, these are the things that are important to do. And then what?
You teach them how to map out their week. And
map out their week. I talk about brain dumping a lot in my social media. We do that as a team. What else do we do on those calls? Like, we'll talk about a lot about influencing people in social media.
And it's kind of an update to social media too. Like if we learn something new, like as we know, there's always something updating on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. We share that, and we try to be first in line there with getting that information to our team to help you guys do better. Another thing that we didn't mention was the Wi-Fi or the Zoom workout calls in the morning.
Oh yeah, for extra layer of accountability. We all jump on Zoom, which is what you're on right now. And then we'll minimize the screen if you're on a laptop, and then you can pull up Beachbody on demand and do your workout. We'll all mute ourselves, but it's just that extra layer of accountability of feeling like you're in a classroom working out with other people, because everyone's doing a different workout typically. But it's just that extra motivation that, oh, she's working out too, I need to do it. That's really cool. So we do that in the mornings. Yeah.
So how do you guys make money? How do you get money back?
Yes, that's a good question. Okay, so there's 2 different ways that we earn. So the first is through sales. But again, I don't train you to do sales because I just feel like it's icky. Sales will happen naturally when you're doing things the right way, which is kind of what we've already talked about with sharing value and offering help. And then people will ask you questions. So you'll make 25% off sales. The second way is by building a team. And so the way I like to explain it, because this makes more sense in my head, is let's say we all owned a Chipotle, because I like Chipotle. And Dean and I and all of us, we all own our own little Chipotle franchise. But corporate is like up here. And corporate's job is to train Dean to make sure his Chipotle runs the same way my Chipotle runs, that we hire the same people, not the same people, but good quality people. The recipes are the same. The hours are the same. That way it doesn't matter if a person comes to my Chipotle or goes to his Chipotle, they're going to get treated the same, and they can expect the food to taste the same. And so, and then their job is to help us be successful, because if my Chipotle thrives, corporate's not going to go out of business. And if Dean's Chipotle thrives, he's happy because his company's thriving, but then corporate's happy because they've helped them succeed. And so it's just like that. Our job is to help you be very successful at what you do, helping you pinpoint your brand, helping you pinpoint and we'll critique your social media and things like that. And so that is what we call team bonus. That's the portion that becomes lucrative over time when you stay consistent and when you put in the time. So the cool thing about it is that you always have to be in the trenches too. So I think a lot of people's thought or hesitation, I know it was mine, is, my upline is going to train me and then she's just going to do nothing. And when in fact, that's not true, or how our compensation plan is structured at all. My upline has to work if she wants to receive a paycheck. We constantly have to be working and giving you training, and also be working our own business and helping people and getting them in our boot camps and training people to do that as well if our business is going to thrive. So the same would be true for yours. Is there anything else you I know you're.
So when I worked as a project manager, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever had to train somebody, you're kind of like, it's a little stressful because you got to train somebody. You don't get typically any more pay for it, and you still got to keep up on your own duties at your job. And then if the person does good or bad, I mean, that's just part of your job, right? So in this, when a person does good based off how you train them, we receive a compensation for that. Well, when I worked, it didn't matter if the person sucked or if they were really awesome. I still made the same. So for me, there wasn't really it was an incentive to keep my job and do my job, to train them well, because that's what was asked of me. But it wasn't like there was a huge compensation or a bonus with that to do that. So I don't know about you guys, but I would love a bonus to get, when I do a really good job at training someone and they do a really good job. It just gives you that more of that purpose to do your best and train that person and make sure that they understand and do a really good job.
And the other way it's kind of structured is that so when I was working as a registered nurse, I had a salary pay, and then above me was my manager, and above me was the CEO of the hospital. I was never going to make more money than my manager. My manager was never going to make more money than the CEO of the company. That's just how it's set up. But with this, you have the potential to earn more than I do based off of your efforts. I have the potential to make more than my upline based off my efforts. And I've actually seen that happen multiple times with people, that they have out-earned their upline. So I think that's really cool too.
We've got a couple girls on our team that are not even our personally sponsored, but they make more than their direct upline.
Yeah. So it's definitely possible. Yeah. So that's the long-winded answer, but those are the two different ways that you earn. I think that's all the questions on the form. Do you guys have any additional questions? It's totally normal to think of more questions.
I don't right now.
So when you were talking about the prices of the different packages, is that per month, a one-time thing? What does that look like?
Yeah. So let's say you decide you're going to do the Lift 4 Challenge pack with Shakeology. That is $170, the one-time fee. The BOD that comes with it is a subscription for an entire year. So it's like a gym membership for an entire year that you'll have access to. And then you will just have to purchase your supplements, whatever you want, every month after that. So then you'll get a 25% discount. So if you can change and you can try different things, or you can add things on. So you could do Shakeology 1 month and then go, okay, this next month, I kind of want to try the performance line. So then you try that. And then we also have beach bars and a whole other slew of things that you can try, but you'll get 25% off those things.
So it comes if you do performance line, let's say every month after that, it's $89.
Yeah.
So and that gets you the Energize, the pre-workout, and then the post-workout, which is Recover.
Yeah. To give you an example.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Cool.
But a lot of people that come in and say, okay, I want to do this, so you'll pay that initial 170, and then your second month before that shifts, our goal, if that's your goal, of course, is to help you get that paid for by helping other people pay it forward. So our goal is to help you be that lifestyle influencer so that it happens naturally.
And that happens through, we'll help you set up a challenge group, to a boot camp to run with other people. You can join ours. That's not something you have to set up. We always open ours up to our team.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens through you inviting people to do that with you by sharing with what you're doing on social media. And that if it's your goal to work this business and to be and I assume it would be to be in our mentorship, that's what we do. That would be our goal, is to the fastest way possible to get your stuff paid for right away in month one.
Yeah.
So, which $89 a month, that's really not that much. So like, it's not that hard to get your stuff paid for.
Yeah.
So usually people can get that done. You know, I've seen brand new people get that done in a week. Like, get their stuff paid for, $89 back in a week.
Yeah.
So.
Good questions.
Yeah. Awesome.
Keep them coming if you have them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So what are you said in the YouTube video, there are 4 things that you guys require daily. I was just wondering what those were.
Yeah, the 4 things. So it is working out and drinking your supplements. So being proof that the products works. Personally getting experience with them so that you can be authentic in sharing your opinion about them. So that's the first thing. Personal development. So that's learning. One of those things that you're pinpointing on being better is diving into that and studying it, learning it, reading about it, those sorts of things.
So the first couple of weeks, that'll be your new coach mentorship.
Yeah, just so you can kind of get an idea of everything. So that's what that will be. The third thing is, honestly, it's supporting other people on their journey, which seems so obvious, but I mean, it's as simple as somebody commenting on your post and saying, that's awesome. And you're saying, thank you so much. Or it's as simple as somebody messaging you and saying, you inspired me to start running. And you're like, awesome. That's so amazing. It's just supporting other people on their journey, which is probably, if you're on this call, it's natural to you to do that. And then the fourth thing is to be building relationships, because this is relationship driven. So, and you do that on social media through your stories, connecting with people, building those relationships so that they do, when that time is right for them to want to make a change, to get healthy and fit, for maybe they want to start a side business, that they feel comfortable to reach out to you and ask you questions about it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
This is a good group, man.
I know.
We're so quiet.
I love it. Good question.
Sometimes there's like no questions. They're like, nope, I'm just ready. I'm like, all right, I'll get off the call. Sorry.
That's funny.
I haven't had anybody tell me to shut up yet, though. I'm talking too much.
So I have another question.
Yeah, go for it.
That's what this
on the number one, on the working out daily and sharing that's Beachbody, right? So when you're sharing that on social media, it has to be Beachbody, right?
No.
It does not. We have that, like, to go on a run. That, I mean, I even took a spin class. I don't know if you were following me then, but I took a spin class. I mean, it's really just inspiring people to be healthy. I do think a portion of that should be Beachbody, but it doesn't mean you have to be a Beachbody robot. It's just showing people how they can fit in a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
We even have people that will take their Beachbody on demand in their phone because they just love going to the gym. They'll set their phone up and they'll do the weightlifting program from their phone, but use their gym membership for it. And then they'll hit the treadmill afterwards, or they'll take a bike class afterwards, whatever.
Yeah.
Or they'll go to the pool.
And then a lot of the programs come with worksheets. So like if you're a lifter, you don't want to stream the workout, but you can print the worksheet to know what you need to do.
You're so old school. It's on the app now.
I am pen to paper.
If I got a worksheet, I want someone to deliver it to me prime. I'm not printing nothing anymore.
I am so pen to paper.
Oh, she's so old school.
I am. I think I'm sure.
I have pen and paper right here. It's okay.
If they request for me to train them on social media and up-and-coming things, now you know why.
Yeah.
Be right back.
That's funny. Yeah, another great question. See, I'm glad you're asking.
I have another one if nobody else does. Usually, how long do you guys see your interns or the people under you start making money?
Well, I mean, I'll give you an example of one of our leaders. She joined in November. So gosh, we're looking at a year now. But by like April, she started seeing $1,000 a week. So I think it's all in like how many people you want to help, how much time you can devote to it. And yeah, but yeah, that's totally possible for you, all of you on this call, to do that.
Right. Okay. So you start doing these things and you start sharing, but if you make money from sales, right? You start making money from sales. Doesn't it take a while for people to start seeing your social media to be interested enough to start asking questions?
Yes and no. In the beginning, a lot of the times it's people who already know, like, and trust you. So it's your family and your friends that are watching you, and they're like, oh, what is she doing? And they already trust you. As you grow your network, meaning like as you get new followers, sometimes those people take a little bit longer because they don't trust you yet. They don't even know you. And so those people could take a little bit longer. But even then, I would say there's probably a 3-month delay with that, just give or take. Some people know right away. They like your vibe. They want to say yes. Other people could take longer. So, yeah.
Okay. I just like all the information.
No, these are great questions. They're really great. Any other questions? It's okay if you have another one. That's what this is for.
He's got enough.
I'm letting someone else ask.
Kimberly, do you
Is there like
a
a link or in your email or on your profile that you could, like, I could see your workouts? Like, or is it just like I'm following your feeds, your stories, and like that's how you're seeing it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, because we don't even train, like, you'll get a website, but how we don't even train people to put like their Beachbody website in the link for like in your bio. Because again, like if I was a stranger and I went to a random person's account and I seen that, I'd be like, ugh, she's going to try and sell me something. And I don't want people to feel that from me. So.
Okay. Right. I love that about you guys. That's so awesome.
Thanks.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I think I think we figured out early on, look at what everybody else is doing and run the opposite way, because what they're doing is like that's what the masses do. So like you got to figure out how to be different and do it a different way, because there can't only be one way to skin a cat, and especially in this business. But for whatever reason, people like to do what one person thought of doing, and then that's all they do. And I'm like, no, that way sucks. That person is not going to be here in 3 months because that's all they do. And it's gross. And it's like, you're going to get replaced by an online car sales deal because nobody wants to go and be the icky salesman or listen to the icky salesman in the parking lot. So
yeah, I always just kind of like, how would I want to be treated? Like treat other people with how I would want. So.
And then there's like other people that won't even do like meet for coffee, or obviously we can't meet for coffee because we live far away, but I'm like, why don't we like jump on a Zoom and answer their questions? Like, because a lot of the reason people are hesitant is because they still have questions.
Right.
Like, I got nothing to hide, ask anything, so.
Yeah. What about the workouts? I think are you kind of wondering like what kind of workouts there are?
Yeah, I guess I just would like to kind of see it, so kind of what I would be expecting to do or doing.
Yeah, so like there's a ton of different types. So if you're into lifting, there's lifting programs. If you're into cardio, if you kind of like a mixture of everything, there's a workout, it's called PiYo, and it's a kind of a mixture of yoga and Pilates. There's a straight up the yoga studio too now.
Yeah. So here's the thing that we can do is we can give you a couple names of these, and you can literally get on YouTube and see what they're like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't be able to get the full program, but you can see like the preview. So write down PiYo if you've got a pen handy.
Yeah.
PiYo.
I love PiYo.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm not a fan. And then there's Lift 4.
Okay.
LIIFT, and then the number 4.
Okay.
And of course, there's P90X.
And
There's Insanity.
type in Transform 20.
Oh, that's the new one he's in the test group for.
It's cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm dying. Like legit. I am not a cardio junkie, so it's challenging for me.
And I'm not supposed to be doing it because I wasn't invited, but I'm doing it with her. And it's
Aww.
I hate Shanti.
That's so sweet.
I hate Shanti, even though I like Shanti.
So I have another question. On the workouts in the morning that everybody gets on, is that mandatory?
Nope. Just an option.
It's not.
If you're like, man,
okay, so
no drive, and I have no drive to get up and work out, but I know there's people going to be there working out too, and I should probably get my butt down there and work out. Like if you're that kind of person that needs that accountability, it's there as an option for you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
I was just wondering because if like the lady down below, the one who's looking it up, I can't see her name, but if she if she's looking at different ones and you guys are doing a specific one, I was just confused how that worked.
Oh no, everybody does their, maybe there's somebody on Lift 4 or, like right now we're doing Transform 20. Everybody's doing their own. So they've got this hooked up on their TV or smart TV or their phone maybe, and then they've got their laptop over here displaying the workout of everybody else so they can see like everybody else working out. Or they'll do the split screen or whatever.
Yeah, or they're all muted. So you're
Okay.
seeing people working out for that motivation, but everyone's usually doing a different program.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Because sometimes I have boot camp classes in the morning. So I was like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, honestly, for you, that would be huge for you to talk about on your social medias. Your boot camp class has nothing to do with Beachbody, but the fact that you're into fitness and you're working on yourself, that's so inspiring to people. I'm sure you've had people tell you that already.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be a problem to post about that when it conflicts with, it wouldn't.
No, not at all.
We have people that go to CrossFit. We've got people that write their own workouts, but they use this in times where, maybe they don't have a workout that day or a class, or they're not, they're traveling or whatever it may be. They use this, maybe 3 days a week instead of 6.
Yeah.
So. Right. Okay. That's great too, because obviously on social media, my boot camp isn't online. So I wouldn't be, trying to support it.
Yeah.
Sense.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But you can have one online.
Yeah, now you can.
Yep. Exactly.
So you could have a boot camp online that conflicts with, or a boot camp from Beachbody.
Yeah, you could host a boot camp from Beachbody. And what kind of boot camp do you do? Like when you go in?
Yeah, it's my own program. So I design my own programs.
Okay. So like you could incorporate, your own stuff and along the way with like, let's say 80-day obsession or 21-day fix, like do do a tandem style of your own stuff with that, and
Uh-huh.
you could promote that as well, and have people do it with you.
Right.
So
Right.
there's
Awesome.
there's like no limit to what, it's just all in what you can come up with, what you can think of, like how
Which
can I do
I think is fun. It like gets the creative juices going. Like,
Yeah.
how can I help people, and how can I make this fun?
and it turns you into an entrepreneur because you think of like all these different things that you can be doing. And
like right now my boot camp is, well, everyone's doing a different program, but like my theme is mastering the mess. So I'm talking about my systems and how you make your marriage a priority and how you can keep your house somewhat of afloat through the chaos of life. And so that's just an extra because I love talking about that and helping people through that. So
That's so good.
if
That's
you're,
so good.
you're a cosmetologist, so you could throw in hair tips and
Oh my
show
gosh,
people how to curl their hair, and like
Oh
the
God.
sky's the limit with it all. So
yeah,
I'm
that,
sure cycling. We actually have a coach that's a cycle instructor.
mhm.
She was a cycle at the cycle bar, and she
Okay.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
And then, but what's the new one? Vassana?
Vaso,
Vaso,
I don't know.
something like that. I don't know.
But-
But yeah, that's how you incorporate like what you're good at
Mhm.
with, you tie them together.
Yeah.
And because like how many women wouldn't love to learn how to put their makeup on better or faster, or take it, what products you use to take it off, or what products you recommend. And just because they look at you and go, well, that's what she does. She must know what she's talking about. She's gonna help me do this.
Yeah.
Or I've
It's just a
followed her
different
long
way to
enough.
build people's trust and talk about something that you already know, and just build relationships with people, which is the coolest thing ever. Like, I've met my best friends on social media. I would have never met you guys, it's so cool.
She could probably teach you how to put your lashes on.
I know.
Hey, I watched that story.
Did you? It's funny. Well, cool. You guys have any other questions?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Cool.
We'll wrap this up, and if you guys think of anything else,
Yeah, don't hesitate.
don't hesitate to reach out.
Yep.
Awesome. So what happens after this?
Yeah. So if you're
Last question, I promise.
interested, definitely reach out to me. Probably email is the best. I get a lot of messages on Instagram, and sometimes I miss them on accident. So email, I won't miss them. If you email me, just let me know you're interested and you'd like to, kind of see your options on what it is to get started. Or if you know, then you can just tell me what you're ready to get started with. So
Awesome.
yeah,
All right.
we selected
Thank
you
you
guys on
for
this
taking
call
the
because we thought you'd be great. So
Thank you for taking the time to call us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys.
have a great night, you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.